Yeah, buddy, what is up? Welcome to Duct Tape Dynasty. I am the Duct Tape Dude.
I'm the dude.
And this is week 10 now. Week 10. I can't believe we're here. Week 10 of the NFL season. We're officially past the halfway point of the regular season. So a little bit sad, a little bit bittersweet because nonetheless it is football. But yeah, we are past the halfway point. If you're a regular around here, you notice that we didn't have a show last week. I called a last-second audible. It did fall on Halloween, so I live in one of these neighborhoods where the houses are real close together and all that, i.e. one of those neighborhoods that all the people come to trick or treat for or at and all that. So I was like, maybe we'll just call an audible on this one and not have the doorbell ringing every 3 seconds and dogs barking and me trying to do a show. So that's why we weren't here last week, but we're here this week, and I'm excited you're here with us. Do us a favor before we get started. Minimize that screen. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button for us. It's the biggest thing you could do to let us know you like what's going on here. And I tell you what, we got lots of reasons for you to hit that subscribe button, not just because of what we do here. Well, we think it's kind of cool. We think it's kind of fun. We enjoy it, but it's very interactive as well. So please, by all means, give us your comments, your opinions, your thoughts on anything you see here. But how about this for a reason to subscribe? If we hit 300 subscribers this season, this NFL season, so by the end of the Super Bowl, by zeros on the clock on the Super Bowl, if we have 300 subscribers, we will give away this Marv Fleming signed. He is a Super Bowl I champion. Okay. And this dude signed this jersey. Okay. And I'm telling you, it's not just a picture, because if you don't believe me, here it is. It's right here. Here's the Marv Fleming. I put it. Yep. You could see his autograph on there. And JSA authenticated, all that good stuff. So we got the authentication in there. But we got all sorts of other jerseys as well that we're going to give away, regardless if we hit 300 or not. And we're just going to do that randomly. We've decided throughout the rest of the season, we're just going to randomly give away jerseys. And these are some of the jerseys we've got. We've got some Diggs jerseys. We've got Adrian Peterson. We got all sorts of other ones out there. Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is subscribe, throw a comment in there to let us know that you're new. One of the easiest ways you can let us know that you're new is just by commenting, "Sign me up." That way we know, hey, you want to be signed up to win a jersey. And high likelihood, if you join us anytime in the next, until the end of the Super Bowl, we come on every Thursday. You probably got pretty good chance of winning a jersey, because I got a box full of them over here that we bought. So anyway, I keep saying you only see me, and this would be the point where I usually introduce a co-host, but guess what, folks? We do not have a co-host tonight. It's just me. This is like old times. I'm not quite sure what to do. And hi, Katie, by the way. Hi, Mom, right? Hi, Katie. Since Dan's not here to say hi to you, since your son's not here, these are the two that just bailed on me for being a co-host tonight. And then, Dave was supposed to co-host, and everything was worked out, and then his train thing got all screwed up, and anyway, whatever. So he's not here. So last minute audible, I said, okay, I'll do it myself, see if I remember how to do this. I used to do this by myself all the time. That's the way this whole thing started. But anyway, you get it. So let's move on to it. Let's get to we've got a good game this week, man. I tell you what, and we're going to talk about it, but Ravens playing against the Bengals, right? I think we're in Cincinnati. That's a heck of a matchup usually. Now the Bengals aren't doing as great as usual, but I'm excited to see that game, and we will get there. But one of the things I was going to talk about, I had a whole show planned. I had it all loaded. Everything was ready to go last week. I literally, right before the show, was like, you know what? I'm calling it audible. You know what? And so I didn't. But one of the things I was going to talk about was that Jaden Daniels, that Hail Mary, that insane Hail Mary to win the game. Jaden Daniels being the Washington quarterback. I can't even remember who they were playing, but it just this insane. If anybody out there in the comments remembers who they were playing for that game, were they playing the Giants? I can't remember. Anyway, insane Hail Mary that Hail Mary actually is in the record books because that was the most time a quarterback has ever had to throw the ball. And I think it was 12.78 or 76 seconds. And that was the most, it's the most time ever that a quarterback has had to throw the ball. It was against Chicago. Thank you, Kevin. Well, now Jaden Daniels is, and that play is memorialized forever in the NFL Hall of Fame. This is the football, receiver gloves, the pylon, et cetera, from that catch, that Hail Mary, that 12.78 seconds before he launched the ball play, forever immortalized in Canton, Ohio. I think that's pretty darn cool, man. Anyway, I thought we all love that play. It was just like the Hail Murray, back in the day. Not too long ago, a couple of years ago, but anyway, good to see that one coming out there. Now, here's something that's relevant to tonight. And I thought they were doing this last week. This is another thing I actually had on the slate for last week, but now I don't think they did. I think they must have slipped it another week or I'm just totally off, and all my Instagram is just totally screwed. But tonight, the Ravens are supposed to be debuting their Purple Rising helmet. The NFL authorized the third alternate helmet for all the teams this year. And a lot of teams exercise that option. And some teams are still coming up with an idea. Other teams had things in the bag. This was I think this is a win. I really like this look. If you ask me, I love the gold face mask, the gold stripes that they switched. Normally they have a black helmet. It's got purple stripes. I think face mask is black as well. But I think this looks awesome. I think that face mask is actually chromed out as well. So it's a reflective kind of gold. It looks sharp. I really, really, really like that. And if they're wearing the purple jerseys like that with it, I think that's a sick look. I really like that look. So, and usually when a team debuts a new uniform, they tend to do better. When teams debut new things, whether it be a new coach via mid-season firing, a new player, a new this, a new that, I'd love to see the statistics. If Andrew ever gets back on here, and I hope he does, he's a good stats guy. Maybe he could look that up and tell us. But you get a lot of these first time things. They get the win. And it's like, is that a factor? Do they get extra fired up because they're getting to wear this uniform? I would. Every time the Houston Texans, or no, not the Houston Texans. See, I screwed it up. Every time the Tennessee Titans wear the Houston Oilers uniform, I swear they win because that's the best uniform ever from throwback. At least my opinion. I absolutely love that uniform, but whatever. I'd love to do the research on that. I don't got time. Wish we had Andrew here to do that research for us. And also because this week, a uniform that he loves is getting debuted. The Battle Red for the Texans this week is coming out. And so I poked a little bit of fun at their helmet with their the horn coming out. I said it looked like, eyeliner, kind of like the ladies do with the cat eyes, when they do you get it. Anyway, but I said it kind of looked like that. So that was my haha moment from that show before the season got started. But I do actually like this look. I think it's really, really cool. I'd love to see. Tell me what you guys think. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of this Texans uniform. Will Rhodes, I see. I got a comment here. Let me take a second to read this. Yeah. So Bully, I don't have much info on him. I see the same stuff you do. I hope and pray that he's doing okay, and I just keep sending him messages and whatnot, and we'll see how it goes. But I hope he's doing well. We miss him out here on the program. But he's welcome to come back anytime. He's definitely got some stuff going on, and he's dealing with that. And so if/when he ever decides he's ready to come back, I hope he comes back, and he's absolutely got a slot here, absolutely all day long and twice on Sunday. So, Will, if you know Bully, I don't know if you're whatever, if you got any ties via social medias or whatnot to Bully, but yeah, reach out to him and ask him how he's doing. Check it out. That's all we can do. And I hope he is. I hope he's doing well. So with that said, let's actually get to Bully's favorite segment, the one that he made famous, that now we have to do every week, and that is the Honor Roll nominations. As you know, we do a play on words with Honor Roll because we are Duct Tape Dynasty, which is obviously a play on words from Duct Tape, or Duct Dynasty. But Duct Tape comes in a roll, so on a roll, kind of like the honor roll at school. Whatever, it's stupid. These are the things that I think are cool. Whatever. And Kev, yeah, I do too, man. I miss Bully like crazy. I love having him on here, and I'm sure he'll get back on here, and it'll be amazing. I can't wait for it. But with that said, let's move on to the honor roll segment. And Andrew, man, I wish you were watching. I wish you were in the comments. Katie, maybe you can tell him that we've finally done it for him. Actually, I think this has happened before, but Andrew, every week, by the way, for our ducks here, if this is your first time here, you'll see what I'm talking about, but there's 7 of us that are the pickers, and we're tracking all of our stats and whatnot, and you'd be amazed, after 138 games that have been played in the NFL so far, we're all within just like one game of the guy in front of us. Like it's so tight. It's amazing. But anyway, every week, the ducts, as we call them, that's the pickers. They can submit people for the honor roll nominations. And every week, Andrew submits Sam Darnold. Every week. I mean, Sam Darnold could have a stat line where he's got a QBR of 3, and Andrew is submitting him. But Andrew's a Vikings fan, if you don't know. And Justin Jefferson as well. He gets submitted every week. And so now Sam Darnold, here you go. He's on there, baby. 28 of 34, 290 yards, 3 tutties. That's what did it for me. The 290 wasn't all that much to look at. 3 tutties, I like it. And I like that he's in the triple digits on the quarterback rating or whatever. It's not QBR. It's just passer rating. I don't know what this is, but the rating, 107.1. He's in the triple digits, so that's a good thing, So congratulations, Sam Darnold. I think for the second time he is on a roll. And then this was so much fun, man. This was insane. Saquon Barkley, we all have seen it about 120 times, and I would watch it 120 more. That run by Saquon Barkley against the Jacksonville Jaguars with a spin move and then a reversed hurdle of this dude. I mean, it just keeps going. The only thing that would have made it better is if he had scored. Like that was a video game in real life. That was the most crazy. I absolutely loved it. That was one of the reasons, yeah, he was an honor roll nominee, but, he did some all right things on the field. In addition to that, he got 27 rushes, 159 yards. He did score. It just wasn't on that particular play, I don't think. I was actually driving through tornadoes during the football games on my way down to Dallas. So I missed all the games except for the last 5 minutes of the Sunday night football game. So anyway, yeah, Saquon Barkley, you are absolutely on a roll. He has definitely been an honor roll nominee more than once, and I think a winner as well. And then Zay Flowers from tonight's team, the Baltimore Ravens, coming in with 5 receptions. Only 5 of them is what he needed to get 127 yards and end up in pay dirt there 2 times. So 2 tutties. 25.4 yards per catch is what that comes out to. That is not bad, dude. When you're covering a quarter of the field every catch you make, yeah, you're doing okay. You are an asset to your team at that point. So Zay Flowers absolutely on a roll. And then this last guy, I'm not going to lie to you, I had Justin Herbert in here, which I'm a Chargers fan. If you don't know, I got the Charger whatever that Stormtrooper guy over there. I've got a real Stormtrooper helmets over here. Both of them have Charger stickers on them because I'm a total dork like that. But anyway, this next guy, I actually took Justin Herbert off of the honor roll and put this guy on there. His stat line wasn't the greatest, but again, they don't have to be the greatest stat line to be an honor roll nominee. It just has to be something cool. And DeAndre Hopkins showing up for the Kansas City Chiefs is just number one, insane. And then sure enough, he comes out 8 receptions, 86 yards, 2 times in the end zone, tutties, 10 yards, 10.8, almost 11 yards per catch. But man, DeAndre Hopkins, absolutely on a roll. The coolest thing about our on a roll segment is the fact that you guys get to decide who the winner is. So every week we do this, and it usually I try to get it out on Tuesday. You know, I let the games of the week play out, which includes Monday night. And so I try to have everything ready by Monday. Don't always have it ready to go on Tuesday morning. Sometimes it goes out on Wednesday. But the bottom line is the way we choose the winner of this is via Instagram poll, which y'all can vote on. I mean, it's anybody can vote on it, and it goes out every single week. And we will have links to all the Instagrams and all that at the end of the show. So if you want to do that in the future, we'll give you instructions on that. But we will announce the winner from this week at the end of tonight's show. So that's how we do that. So let us know if you are new or whoever, whatever. By the way, we read all the comments, even the ones that come in after the live show. So let us know who you would have picked. And then you'll find out at the end of the show who actually won. So let's get to it, folks. We had actually a pretty successful week. We are continuing to head in the right directions as far as us 7 Ducks. Here's how the week broke down. Week 9 pick'em results. I finally came out on top, 13-2, just 2 games away from perfect. Sierra a game behind me. The Agman a game behind her. See what I'm talking about with the just game behind? And then there's Dave, 11-4 as well. Kevin, 11-4 as well. And then I think we had a couple that were 10-5. Yeah. Dan and Wally at 10-5. Hey, not too bad when every single one of us has got a double digit in the win column. The lean is, since there's 7 of us, there can never be a situation where half of us pick one team and half of us pick the other. It's an odd number. 7 doesn't work out that way. So whichever side has more is what we consider the lean. In other words, our picks are leaning towards that side. So the lean was 12-3 this week. Overall, a great week. The real big surprise is at the bottom of that left-hand column over there, and it resulted in a coach getting fired. The Panthers actually got a win, so how about that? Yeah, not bad for a hockey guy, Kevin. Not 11-4, not bad. And I think your first week you were 12-4 as well, Kev. So you've had a couple good. In fact, let's look at it. Why not? Let's look at the standings. Here you go. This is the season standings, and I'll explain the graph in a bit, but let's look at as they scroll by and see how close these actually are with 138 games played. Number 1 is Sierra right out there, 96-42. Okay, I jumped from 3rd to 2nd all by myself now, 95-43. See, just 1 game back. Then there's the Agman, 1 game back, 94-44. Then you got Dan a couple games back from that at 91-47. You got Wally at 89-49. Then you got Dave coming in 86-52 and Kevin 86-52. Both of those names, by the way, are hockey guys. Okay, so you don't have to be an aficionado to be a football picker amongst us. Like I said, let us know your picks in the comments. We read them all. We see them all, and I love seeing it and having the interaction with y'all. But, yeah, our hockey guys are doing the hockey thing, as you would expect. And, well, sorry to say it, bringing up the rear. Anyway, but nonetheless, you see, okay, let's talk about the graph. So we all started really, really hot. The line graph that's below all these little circles. Let me explain this. So here you go. The circles on top. Each one of those, we all have a color. Sierra's orange, I'm green, Agman's blue. You get it. And there's the percentage of wins, both visually via the little filled in colored part and and via, decimal points, via the percentages. So 69.6% accuracy for Sierra there. That's what you got. So, and then the line graph on the left, that's week to week. So you see week 1, we all did amazing. And then the bottom fell out of it on week 2. And it continued to fall for some of us, but we have been on the rise for quite a while now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row we've been on a rise. So we're happy right now. We're doing pretty good. The percentages are headed in the right directions. We need to just keep that up. So that's that. Yeah. The only thing that switched around was I actually made my way into second, which I just want to rub that in because I'll probably be in last before long. I tell you what. So it doesn't take me long to well, you get it. All right. So that was the games that were. Let's talk about the games to be and who picked what. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to be the quickest show ever that we've done. But tonight's game, again, Bengals, Ravens. Ravens wearing those sweet uniforms. Everybody except one of us picked the Ravens. The one that did not pick the Raven is Sir Kevin in the comments, a.k.a. Hockey Guy. Kev, I'd love to hear why you didn't pick the Ravens with Derrick Henry back there and Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers and all these boys out there. I'd love to hear why you think the Bengals are going to win it. Bengals have been an absolute disappointment this year. The Joe Burrow has been a consistently great, really, really good quarterback. And that team has been good since he showed up there. But boy, this year, it's not happening for him. Anyway, the next game there, sorry, nose is running a little bit. It was a flyer, he says. Well, yeah, of course it's a flyer, but why'd you do it? Is there rationale behind it? Or was it just like flip a coin, see what happens? Because I would have taken a flyer somewhere else, maybe on Dallas or something like that. But I don't know if I would have gone against Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, all the stuff that's going on tonight. But you are the flyer king. You are the one who had, I think, the only perfect week when it came to flyers. You were 3 for 3 one week, and everybody else was 0 for the week on their flyers. So, Kevin, maybe I should just shut up. So the next game involves Kevin's team, by the way, and we all, well, almost all, picked them. That is the New York Giants, and we picked them because of the fact that they're going against the Carolina Panthers. And we all know the Carolina Panthers are an actual dumpster fire, have been for a while. Most of us went with New York, the Ag Man and Wally. Wally, who's in the comments. Wally, what made you go with the Panthers now? Is Bryce Young, did he get hurt? Are we back to Andy Dalton? What's going on? I was, like I said, driving through tornadoes during last week's game, so I don't even know what happened, but but I don't know why two people actually picked the Panthers with the seasons that they have been having and continue to have. Nonetheless, they do tend to win 1 or 2 or 3 games every year, so it's got to happen at some point, and if it's going to happen, well, Danny Dimes and the New York Jets might be the team that gives it up to him again, So there you go. I'm not totally against it, but Panthers are a bold move, Cotton. Panthers are a bold move. So you're just going to say they're going to ride the momentum. Okay. Wally's riding the momentum. I like it. We'll see. I mean, you never know. So the next game, although we all picked San Francisco, I don't think it's that cut and dry. I tried to do, of course, I tried to do research, a little bit of research when I can about this stuff. And I like football in general. So, we pay attention to it. And it's the stuff that comes across my social media feeds and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I kind of keep up with it. But every bit of research I did, everybody picked San Francisco, even though San Francisco is like the most handicapped team when it comes to injuries right now. They're just an absolute... They've been obliterated, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, despite the obliteration they've suffered, have been actually doing really well. They almost beat the Chiefs. They went to overtime with the Chiefs last week. So, holy cow. But we all picked San Francisco. I don't know that it's that safe of a pick, though. I really think, especially in Tampa Bay, it could go either way. I might be missing something. You guys tell me. I don't know. When it comes to the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints, I said it earlier. Remember, they just fired their coach. A lot of times when you get that new head coach in there, that interim head coach, you get a good reaction, a positive, a new jolt of energy in the locker room. And so players tend to play well when it's a new guy that they're playing for. They want to impress. And, they're playing for a new guy this week, but we all went with Kirko Chains and the Atlanta Falcons. And I think that one's fairly safe, but nothing's really safe in the NFL. It's all any given Sunday, as they say, and then big time division game for the Broncos and the Chiefs. Chiefs managed to stay at 8-0 going into overtime, or winning in overtime, versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. And like I said, managed to stay at 8-0 with D-Hop, and I think they will definitely come out of this at 9-0 unless you get some freak injury. Now, Patrick Mahomes did have an injury, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how bad it was, but we will see, because if there's an injury to a Patrick Mahomes, a Travis Kelce, although Travis Kelce's been very limited this year, but and that goes for any team. Your superstar gets hurt and, it's going to be bad news. But Kansas City should win that easily. Buffalo against Indianapolis, I don't think is as cut and dry as we're making it look there, with everybody picking Buffalo. But Indy, I just don't know who they are when they are. They're kind of doing what Dallas usually does, which is hit and miss, and we thought Dallas was doing that this year because they started and they had that game that was just amazing. I think the first game of the season. And then they've been doing plenty of missing since then. So Dallas is not being the Dallas team this year. It's Indianapolis that's being the Dallas team of going, well, which team are we getting each week? I don't know. It just depends upon what team shows up in Indy. The next one, now I guess you'd call that a flyer. Via our rules, it's technically a flyer. Well, there's nothing technical about it. It is a flyer because it's only one or two people on a given team is considered a flyer as far as we are concerned here. So myself and Sierra went with the Steelers against the Commanders. Now, I will say the Commanders should win this. They absolutely should. And Jaden Daniels, that guy needs to be Rookie of the Year. He's had an unbelievable year. I am all in it for him. I hope he has a phenomenal career because it's fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? But Russ and the Steelers have been doing not so bad. And they say defense wins championships, and the Steelers' defense is not too bad. They got that TJ Watt guy out there that tends to, cause trouble. In fact, I was going to look up. I wonder what their defense is ranked this year. This is what I used to do back in the day. I would make the picks live. So I would sit here and do the research while you all were watching. So I'd pull up NFL.com, which I've got pulled up right now. And let's take a look. What game was I talking about? The Steelers game. There we go. Steelers. In fact, I was doing some of this research earlier, and the team who is the number one defense in the NFL really surprised me. But anyway, the Commanders are the number 2 offense in the entire NFL right now. Like I said, they're fun to watch. And number 2 in rushing. I think the number 1 rushing team is obviously the Ravens, with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, which we're going to get to watch that tonight. That's going to be exciting. But the Steelers, usually a defensive powerhouse this year. Yes, of course, they're still in the top 10, almost breaking the top 5. They're number 6 currently. Let's move on. So this next one, the Minnesota Vikings, we've got a very big Minnesota contingent here, and the Minnesota Vikings have been on fire. They're almost the other perfect team. They were for quite a while this year. And they're doing it with Sam Darnold. Like it had to be a fluke, like in week 1 and then week 2 and then week 3. And it just continued. And I'm excited for him. Sam Darnold, rock and roll, dude. I love seeing it. And I love that, because this large contingent that is Vikings fans happens to be in-laws of mine. So I like it when the Vikings do well because then the in-laws are happy. So, that's always good. No, just kidding, guys. I love you. Well, I'm not kidding. You get it. Whatever. But yeah, they're playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's always tough to play in Duval, but I think, the Vikings should win that. It'll be a fluke if they don't. The New England Patriots and Chicago Bears, Kevin taking a flyer on the Patriots. I don't know. The Patriots, they're just not what they were. Now, this next game, though, so heck with that. We'll just kind of see. It's a toss-up because Caleb Williams, his first year out there, sometimes he looks okay. A lot of times he doesn't. On paper, Chicago does have more talent, so they should win, but who knows? Kev, that may not be a bad flyer. I'm not going to lie to you. It may not be. Lamar's on his phone, maybe checking out DTD. Hey, maybe. Lamar was our guy forever, man. He saw all our stuff forever. Anyway, but let's talk about this next game. So the next game involves my team. As you saw, Chargers over here, Chargers over there, Chargers everywhere, and I went with them, even though I don't have too much faith in them this year, but they're playing Tennessee. Now, earlier I mentioned about the number 1 defense in the NFL. The number 1 defense in the NFL this season is Tennessee. I am not kidding. And let me just validate that. I'm going to pull it up here, and let's look. Yep, sure enough. There it is. And I'm going to show it. Let's see if I can show it. I don't know if I'll be able to see it. So, anyway, there you go. Can you even read that? Number 1 defense. 31st in offense, though. So they say defense wins championships, so defense should win football games then, right? So that's why I went with the Pittsburgh Steelers. All that to show you I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So hopefully that. Or my God, that's the wrong game. I'm not even talking about that. That's what I was talking about when I started talking about the number 1 defense. But I can't believe that the Titans of all teams are the number 1 defense in the NFL. How the heck does that even happen? But Sierra is going with Titans and defense wins championships. Sorry, I got mixed up there because I was talking about, you get it. But we'll see. I mean, anytime, and this is something that happens with this orange check mark. We are all kind of a little hesitant, not afraid of it, but a little hesitant around the orange check mark, especially when we see it out there by itself, because the orange check mark last year ran away with the championship, and this year the orange check mark is in the lead. 2 different people, same family, brother and sister. So Sierra is the one who's in the lead. So seeing that orange check mark on its own, Titans, number 1 defense in the NFL, maybe she knows something that we don't. Next game is Philly and Dallas. I mean, Dallas has just been, what is going on? Are they a full-fledged dumpster fire at this point? Do we say that they're a full-fledged dumpster fire? I mean, it's not well. They have talent out there. It's just, oh man, it is not well. So, but if they put it together for some random weekend, they can win. And fact of the matter is, the Philadelphia Eagles have not been what they have been in the past. So they're just not as Super Bowl worthy as they have been in the past. And so it's a winnable game by Dallas, but the way Dallas has been playing, yeah, I mean, that's the reason all the check marks are on the north side of that one right there. Anyway, Jets, Cardinals. This one I don't think is this cut and dry, even though we're all on the Cardinals. Although I will say the Jets locker room is a mess, and it has been a mess. Now, them bringing in, Devontae Adams, that helps things. A win always helps things. I think they got a win last week. And so, they're going to win some games. They've got some talent out there. And the Cardinals, who is like, we didn't expect to have any talent, all of a sudden put together these games that we don't know what the heck is going on. And is Dak out? Dak out? Oh, yeah, that's right. Are we getting Cooper Rush or who's? That's right. Dak is out. I forgot about the fact that Dak is out. So, yeah, there's another reason why not to pick Dallas. That's right. Yeah, thanks, Kevin. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, I think Dak is out as well. So anyway, Cardinals, Kyler Murray. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Who cares, though? Really? It's the Jets and the Cardinals. Whatever. The next game is one that's a lot more entertaining. We talked about the uniform earlier with the Battle Red coming out on Sunday Night Football in Houston against a team that brought out a pretty sweet uniform, I believe, on Monday Night Football once this year, and that was the Detroit Lions with their blackout uniform with the blue helmet. That was so sick. Anyway, but this time it's the Texans' turn, and we'll see if it works out for them. The uniform, my little theory that I gave at the beginning, we'll see if it works out. Dan is the only one going for the Houston Texans. He'll be the happy one if they win. So this is actually a tough one to pick because both these teams are really good. So this is I wish this was almost the Monday Night Football game, but it's primetime game. I'll take it either way. This is going to be a good game. That's probably tonight and Sunday night are my games of the week. If you guys had to pick a game of the week, which one would it be? Would it be tonight, or would it be Sunday night, or would it be something else? I'd love to hear that. But it definitely wouldn't be the Monday night game because the whatever they're called, the Dolphins and the Rams, I don't know. They're just not as intriguing as they once were, and the Rams should win, but the Dolphins have plenty of talent. I sound like a broken record. They could win. They've got what they need to win. It just, who knows what Tua's condition's going to be like and how long he's going to last. So that's the reality of that. So, yeah. So anyway, let me know. Houston really sucked last week. Yeah. Well, I didn't get to see the game. Yeah. So the story goes, we had, I live in Oklahoma, and it's November. So tornado season out here is April, May, June, okay? And we get plenty of them. We have storm shelter and all that kind of stuff underground. Like, it's legit. It is freaking November, right? Well, we have concert tickets for one of my kids and his friend, and it's a Sunday night concert, okay, whatever. It's a Sunday night concert. It's down in Dallas. And I'm like, all right, I'll take Monday off. I'll drive you guys down because they can't rent a hotel room. I'm not going to go to the concert with them. But anyway, we drove down there, and I had to drive through this squall line of just severe thunderstorms that was insane. I mean, it was the whole way down, like the windshield wipers on full bore, cars pulling over on the side of the road. And at one point, we're no kidding, driving along, and all of a sudden, in unison, all three of our phones just go off. The weather, the emergency alert thing, that they do for Amber Alerts and all that stuff. The emergency alert notification goes off. All our phones are blowing up. The radio blows up and starts going off. And it's like tornado warning in your area. And we're like, warning? That's not a watch. That's a warning. That means there's a tornado on the ground. And sure enough, you roll down the windows just a little bit, and you hear the sirens blaring. So, but what are you going to do? You're on the freeway. Where are you going to go? So we just kept driving. And fortunately, I didn't find this tornado, but it was an entertaining drive nonetheless. And gosh, runny nose, man. Sorry. It's not really that bad. I just have bad allergies, so it feels like it's running all the time. And so it's just disgusting because whatever. What was I saying? So, yeah, the tornadoes. Oh, yeah, every time I leave like town, and this happened like all throughout my career. This when we moved to Oklahoma City and got our house, I told Mary the one rule I had, well, two rules. I said number one, we have to be able to afford the house. Number two, I get a storm shelter. Because as we know, I drove into a tornado once upon a time, and it was not a good time. Anyway, so we have this storm shelter. I've been down in it like one time, but it has been used many, many, many times. And it's because it always happens when I leave town. So I used to work out of the Pentagon. I lived here, but worked out of the Pentagon, and I would fly out, and in the Pentagon where I was, there's no phones, nothing like that. So you turn in your phone at the beginning of the day, you get your phone back at the end of the day. And so I'm doing my work, I do my thing, whatever. I come back out and turn my phone on, and it just absolutely goes ballistic. There's been tornadoes the whole day, that kind of stuff. That happens like every time I leave. And so sure enough, when we went down to Dallas and I missed all the football games, that's where this conversation originated. It was once again, even in November, a time that a tornado is going to show up around our house out here. So it's just crazy. Whatever. Who knows? So anyway, so let's actually get to our honor roll champ. As I said, we announced that at the end of the show as voted on by you, the people. And boy, will this make Andrew happy, the Ag Man. Not only did Sam Darnold come in and get an honor roll nomination, he actually won the poll, and I don't think Andrew even had to cheat and double vote to make it happen this time. So congratulations to Sam Darnold on being our honor roll champion for week 9. I'm sure that he is thrilled and will be very excited for my phone call. Yeah, right. Anyway, so like I said, with the Instagram accounts and all that, I said, hey, we're going to tell you how you can find those. Well, this is it right here. This is how you find all our socials. This has got, a bunch of QR codes, as you can see on the side. All you got to do is screenshot this. Okay. Just take a screenshot of this, and then later on, go back to it in your photos and just hold your thumb or finger or whatever on whichever QR code you want there, and it'll pop up and say, hey, do you want to go to this website? And that's it. That's how we've tried to make it as easy as you can, as we could for everybody out there. I think this is pretty foolproof. So the top 3 there, I mean, it's obvious. You've got YouTube, you've got TikTok, you've got Instagram. The bottom 2 there are also Instagrams, although they don't have the Instagram logo. And that's because the top 3 are the main Duct Tape Dynasty, this account, if you will. And then those bottom 2 are actually the affiliates, or, some of our ducts. So Andrew runs DTD.big. Jeez. Slow down. DTD.BigSkyCountry is what Andrew runs on Instagram, and that stands for DuctTapeDynasty.BigSkyCountry, because he's in Montana. Big Sky Country. And then the SN there, that stands for Sportniks, the little caricatures that you see here, you've seen throughout the show. He draws those, and he can make caricatures with your kids, any sport. As you see, we've got a few examples there. We got hockey, we got football, we got baseball right there. He does them all. He even does, I mean, I've seen ones where he's done Kiss, rock bands. He's done, anyway, just check it out. You can go there, and he's got all this stuff on there. But that's it, folks. That's what we've got for you tonight. And I've got some Buffalo Wild Wings that's just been waiting over here. And now I've got a football game on TV. So let's get the heck out of here. Let's go watch some football. What do you say? Anybody opposed to that? Before we get out of here, speak now or forever hold your peace. Anyway, we love you guys. You guys are the absolute best. We thank you so much for being here. We can't wait to see you again. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you get people subscribing, because we're going to start giving away jerseys, man. And I tell you what, they're real. They're real jerseys, sewn on stuff. They're legit. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time, and you'll be happy when you get it. Anyway, like I said, we love y'all. Y'all be well. Enjoy the evening. Enjoy the game. Have a good week. We'll see you next time.